I'm going to make this as short as I possibly can. I've got a day's worth of information I'm going to try to put into a matter of minutes for you. The only thing you really need to know about Jim is I was a top agent in the state of New Hampshire for 3 different franchises. I was a manager, I was an owner, so I understand business from all those eyes. What I want to talk to you about is in reference to the social media and how it's being used out there. I'm not going to sell or convince you on anything. That's not what I'm after. But what I'm telling you is that Facebook, we know that the agents need to be on Facebook. It's their sphere of influence. No longer do you do quarterly mailings. A quarterly mailing is for a dinosaur, someone from the industry 10 years ago, because a message that you would put out there for 2 to 7 seconds that cost you so much money, it cost you paper, it cost you stamp, cost you the envelope, cost you your time. An average agent right now by 9 o'clock in the morning can be far more effective with 2 posts, for Pete's sake. There's over 600 million people on there. I'm not going to sell you Facebook any more than that. What I will tell you is this, is of the last 700 agents that I have spoken to, there's only been 3 of them that have had over 500 contacts. 500 friends. So they are not friending. It's a generational issue, which I will share more on afterwards. Twitter. A lot of people have Twitter. A lot of people, the companies will have Twitter. I ask you, how are you monetizing from it? And of course, someone who has done the Twitter is going to explain, well, we have this way, we have that way. What I'm telling you is that it's not being used proper. In an agent's hand with the proper free application, if they use twitterlocal.net. Twitterlocal.net means that if you lived in Nashua, New Hampshire, and you have this program and you put in 30, that means it'll let you know everybody who's actively tweeting within 30 miles. Those are the people for them to follow, because now what they can do is they can be the expert of these people that they don't know, building their sphere of influence, eventually getting them to their Facebook page. But no matter what, they're putting themselves as an expert to those they don't know. LinkedIn, it's your decision makers, okay? It's the one who owns the house. It's the one who has the money to purchase the next house or the investment property or the second property. And on there, you're able to have your online resume, but more importantly, recommendations. For example, you have a listing appointment against 2 other agents. The other 2 agents know the seller, you don't even know the sellers. One doesn't have a LinkedIn account. The other one has a LinkedIn account with 32 followers and 1 recommendation. And you have hundreds of people that you're linked with, and you have 33 recommendations. Did you just bring yourself to the top of the pile in the decision maker's mind? Now, a lot of the agents are stating that they don't have the time for these things. That's where the blog comes in. So people need to have themselves a blog, free. And think about it, when there's an ad in the paper, it's an ad. When there's an article, you're a perceived expert. So with a blog where they're doing an article, and then it feeds to Twitter and then goes out to the other 2 medias. So now with 1 post, it's gone out to all 3. And if they have the next step being a website where they can therefore make it so that the blog post or any of those medias, if they click on it to learn it further, they're driving them to their website. So they're getting them to where they truly want them. We can talk about having the free downloads and other ways to benefit from that. But once again, I think you understand and know the value from that. Here's the key. A key to it is this. Now, you yourself as a company, you can have a Facebook fan page with 30,000 followers. But I ask you, how many of those followers are just simply your agents? So all it is a portal to educate your agents further. You've got the managers for that. You've got other things that are online. How do you get to the masses? Well, you do it with education. You do it trying to drive people to your website. This is how you're going to do it right here. Think of this in terms. Okay, so let's say there was an effort put on that over the next 30, 60, 90 days, you want every agent to have 500 friends. Okay, but put something out there, something that they aim for. And now let's say, let's say you've got 80,000 followers. Well, that means you all have, and each one had 500. That's almost 40 million people. All right, so but there's going to be double and overlap. So let's say that you've got 20 million. That's your agents. Agents, which this is not an added cost or anything to that effect. So you go, okay, well, how do you get your message to that 20 million people? Now, you spend all the money on advertising and try to drive to people to your website, and you build this fan page and you say, look, I've got 30,000, followers. It doesn't mean a thing. Let's say you do an event, because now when you do an event, it goes out to each individual agent versus being a post in which you hope that they see it. So what if your franchise decided that because of the way the economy is and the way that you want to help out, you're going to do a food drive quarterly. to the soup kitchens or the food pantry or whatever in your area. You know that every single one of your offices can do that. It's done as an event, and now the agents send it out to all their people as an event. Now they have it so that the food is dropped off at the office. So think about it. What convenience store do you go to? The one that you're comfortable and familiar with. That's what you do. You're going to make it so that potential buyers and sellers are comfortable coming to your office, and the perception they have is that subconsciously is that you're a good office, you're good people. But most importantly, every single quarter you've gotten your brand, your franchise, your message in front of 20 million people. Think about it. You can have a fan page with 1 million people on it. That's what? 5% of what you can be achieving at no cost. It's just a matter of putting the system in place. Now to jump to the next thing, we know what the benefits are. We know that mailings are for dinosaurs now, that that you should be saving on the envelopes, postage, office supplies, everything else. What are some of the issues that you have? You have generational friending. Now, like I say, with the agents where they just aren't friending because it's an older generation where they go, geez, do I want to be this person's friend? Whereas the younger generation goes, okay, yep, friend. But look at what that generation that's coming in is going to be able to market to daily, many times a day. And the key is marketing without marketing. You can penetrate the markets deeper. We know that. And you can also be putting your messages of your mortgage company or whatever other affiliates that you have, if you will. The important part is it needs to be done in phases. Right now, what's happening out there in terms of the education, let's say you've got educational things, you've got 80,000 agents and you have the stuff online and 10,000 of them have downloaded. Do you consider that a success that you've got, what is that, like 17%, 14%? I don't know, 14% of your agents have downloaded it, and what percent have actually looked at it? No. Those are numbers that one should be ashamed of. It should be gotten in front of each and individual agent. It's kind of like expecting an agent to be able to do, or a child to do multiplication when they haven't even learned math yet. They need to be doing these things in phases. What are the things you need to do first? You need to get hooked up with Facebook. You need to get hooked up with Twitter. This way you need to get hooked up with LinkedIn. All right, I've done that. What's the next phase? Well, I'll tell you, if I've got 700 real estate agents in a room and I say, okay, I want all of you to put your hand up that know how to post a picture from your cell phone to your Facebook. There's going to be maybe 3% of that room that puts their hand up. You see the basics that they don't know, but once again, it needs to be done in phases. Here's another huge clincher, just in terms of ideas out there. We know that bulk emails don't really work anymore, do they? No. All right. Why aren't the agents downloading their contacts onto their smartphone? And then with their smartphone, sending out the bulk email from there with the messages short and sweet. Okay, and with this short, sweet message, what does it say at the bottom of it? Sent via BlackBerry, sent via iPod or iPhone, mobile media. So the person is going to think to themselves, oh my goodness, this was a message that was sent directly to me. Look at how much the response rate increases from something as simple as that. I'm going to give you an example of something that came in the mail today. A pizza shop is having a customer appreciation. All right, let's say that they had a fan page in this town here, and they put it out to their fan page about their $5 pizza. What would be far more effective? Let's say they've got 5 employees, it's a younger generation, each one's going to have between 600 and 3,000 people, and tell your employees, listen, I need you to do this as an event. We're going to really kick butt here. And now all of a sudden their fan page, which maybe they have 300, 500 that they're all proud of, okay, is now their message is going out to 10,000, 12,000 people about it as an event because it's going directly to them. These are just some different ideas. I can carry on so much more, but my thing is when I meet with the agents is I let them know how to monetize. I don't care whether they have 30 friends, 50, 100, 200, 300. I let them know these are the things you need to use now, and these are the phase 2 things that you need to work on. But get these first and then do these. But even if they don't have that many, I'm able to get in front of them and say, I don't care how many friends you are, this is how you do it. 4 examples, I can give 4 examples all day. The house across the street from the agent's house came on the market that morning, and it's a great buy, and they know it. Oh my goodness, so should they go through the day discouraged? No, post at 9 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. Oh my goodness, this property just came on the market this morning. Somebody please call me to show it to them. And what are they doing? They're using the media to drive the buyers to themselves. Those are the things that need to be done. Obviously, so much more to say, but I want to keep this thing as short as possible. I can speak for hours, and hopefully this is enough for you to be able to pick up that phone or shoot me an email or try to make it so that we sit and meet. I am not somebody who is after, the people that are ahead of learning and social media and stuff like that. That's not me. I have the business mind and know how to monetize. I want to get in front of your agents, and I want to be able to speak to your agents, office to office to office, and tell them, look, this is what you need to do, plain and simple, and this is how you build upon it. And a lot of people say, well, what's your program? What are you selling? What am I selling? I'm educating them as to what they need to do. If you want to say if I'm selling something, the book I wrote, 101 Ways to Use Social Media in Real Estate. There's over 101 posts they can use that will drive buyers and sellers into them regardless of how many friends that they're friended with. I'm going to stop this right now, but oh my goodness, do I look forward to perhaps being able to sit down, having a little powwow with you. Have a great day, and thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this.